Welcome in to another episode of the DNVR Rapids podcast, presented by Vodka TV. I'm your host, Mitchell Carroll, aka Merchel, coming at you live from the Merch Cave in the All City Network. And I am joined by our esteemed colleague, Joseph Samelson. What's up, bud?
Hey, how's it going? It's good to be back. Talk playoffs.
Talking playoffs, baby. We are going to get into the playoffs. Yes, we're going to get into tonight's games, the rest of the games. We're going to just break down those matchups, who we like. We're going to make our score predictions. Right now, we're all tied. Yahya will be joining us by then. He's producing bets right now. Not as cool as Rapids, but job's a job.
He's super producing though. Like, let's be honest. The man is producing two
literally
shows at once.
Super producing right now. Yes, he is a legend. So we're going to get into that. First, though, I kind of want to talk about some of these teams that are no longer in the playoffs and really, Nashville's the interesting team to me, right? And I kind of want to start there. They have the MVP, one of the MVP favorites, if not the MVP favorite, in Hani Mukhtar. They likely have a DP slot opening up. They might move on from CJ Sapong. And is CJ Sapong an option, a cheaper option than re-signing Gyasi Zardes? Is kind of my whole thought process with this.
Sure.
With like looking at these teams that are done with the playoffs and done with their season and looking interleague in terms of players that could join the Rapids. And you've been talking about it on Twitter about how you need the large physical target guy in front of Rubio is when Rubio is at his best. So if Zardes is too expensive to maintain in terms of sending him to Columbus or whatever, is that sort of a guy you would want to target?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think Sapong has been one of the most underrated American strikers in MLS for quite a while.
Yes.
I'm honestly surprised during that during the Dave Sarachan era of the U.S. men's national team when he was the interim head coach. I was genuinely surprised Sapong never really got a look during that period because I believe it was back when he was with Philly. It was either when he was with Philly or Chicago, and he was doing really well there. And the man has generally produced very well, or at least decently wherever he's gone. And like to fill anybody who's listening in who isn't up to date on all like everything we say on Twitter.
True.
So the idea that I have around Rubio, right, is that I don't want to take anything away from how incredible Rubio's season has been. But I think it's not a coincidence that he has had his two best seasons with the Rapids when he has had a big body striker in front of him. And you can also even date that back to the time when he overlapped with Kai Kamara for a brief stint at SKC too. He was really good then too. And so the idea is that, you're not getting the DP production, right? Like the price tag per goal production or whatever out of Zardes that you would like to have. You can probably get that from somewhere else.
200-ish minutes per goal, right?
And I also like want to throw out like what happened towards the end of last season when I thought Rubio looked better than he did at the start of the season, and that was when they had Baji in there at the very end too. Now, obviously, Baji was the big recipient of like all those goals, but when the Rapids have shown that when they put Rubio underneath a pressing big body striker, he delivers. Now,
he finds those lanes so well, it makes a ton of sense just watching him play this year, being able to sit back, receive crosses as that second option, and really pick out lanes because those defenders have to commit to the big body in between. I don't know. Sapong just stood out to me because I was reading Bogart's three questions after the season. He's done that for everybody over on MLS Soccer. And, they're going to be out of that DP slot. Are they going to try and target someone to put next to Mukhtar? That's basically a Sapong improvement. And that kind of means that maybe he's on to another MLS stop, right? And,
I think
no one wants us to shell out for him.
I think there's
probably
probably
our comment section says that
there's at least one good season of Sapong soccer left. Just to update anybody, he is about to turn 34. which is
Sure.
kind of like the eyebrow raising thing. But
Yeah.
we know that veteran domestic strikers in MLS, ones that still find a way to get on a roster year after year. I mean, you can even think back to like sort of the Alan Gordon era, right? Like, there's always room for this like hardworking veteran option up top. And like I could vibe. I could vibe with a CJ Sapong signing and pair him up with Rubio. I think that would work well.
Me too. That's
But I
kind of
also
why I
think
threw
that
it out
there's a
there.
lot of strikers like that in the world,
Yes,
and I don't think
there are.
anybody should get really married to. Like, I think what Zardes provided this year was good. I think they can get that in a lot of places.
Yeah. B-Ray says the only answer is Ronaldo, which he's not the answer. He's not the answer anyway. He's also not a big-bodied true nine.
And also the Rapids are never gonna go for someone who's such a prima donna, and someone whose wages are just going to be astronomically different from the rest of the team. That's not what they want. As much
That's
as
really
it would be
interesting.
interesting
Do you want to do a
see.
couple minutes on that situation? Do you have any takes on that? I have some like
About what? Wait,
what
takes about what?
I don't necessarily takes, but like the Ronaldo thing is really curious, right? Because MLS can't afford him. Or I don't think he's willing to play for what MLS seemed willing to, even on the high end, pay for, right?
Sure.
Like we saw what's his name in Toronto is the highest paid player this year.
Let's go. Look at him.
Can you guys actually hear me though?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Dope.
Wow.
You're a little bit out of focus though.
Oh, people don't need to focus on me.
Honestly, it softens up the lines a little bit. You look great. You look great.
I look amazing.
I know we're like veering way off topic, but I just got my like nice lighting in, and so now I've got
you look
like
great
this.
too. You look great too.
Thank you.
No, but I was saying it's interesting, right? Because no MLS teams are going to pay for him, right? At all.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
it's just not going to happen.
Just for sure.
No, because he's never like the highest paid player is $14.5 million this year. Next highest paid player is $8 million. Ronaldo makes around $25 million a year in wages. Like, no one's going to pay that. No,
you remember how they got Zlatan here, right?
Not off the top of my head.
So AEG, the company that owns LA Galaxy and also owns a Swedish club, basically, or some other Scandinavian club. I think it was a club that Zlatan either came up through or has a really close connection to.
Isn't it his rival club?
Oh yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. AEG
owns, he bought that team when he like had enough money instead of buying his home team.
They basically AEG basically gave Zlatan it was basically a handshake deal to give him a significant chunk of this Swedish club that was a rival of I want to say it's Molde was the club that he came through.
I want to say that too. I saw a documentary which was awesome.
Interesting.
Yeah, so but Zlatan came here on a TAM deal, right? A TAM deal. Where,
and that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen there.
Yeah, like
Olympic
Ronaldo
Marseille
would want people to know that he is the highest paid player in the league. Like that would need to be.
Olympic Marseille came out. Their GM said, "No, we don't want a selfish player." Like literally, teams are saying that, right? Like, I mean, what does he do? Because he's out in January. I guarantee it. Is he going to just retire? Is this it? Do you guys have a quick take on that?
I hope he retires.
Well, you do.
I hope he retires because he's been playing. What does he have left to prove? Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
That's my reasoning. It has nothing to do with him personally. It's just more like it's time, man. Like you're 38, almost 4 years old. Like it's time to like hang
turns
up
38 in February.
Well, listen, like he could absolutely pull a Brady and take like a pay cut to be like that guy at a lesser club, but I don't think his ego would allow him to do something like that.
Also, also the other thing is Ronaldo doesn't have a Giselle that pays for everything.
Oh, that's
a
true.
good point.
That's true.
He can't afford that haircut on his wages. That's so funny.
You won't be able to get a haircut on his MLS salary. Bro.
I just meant the metaphorical haircut on the
unironically B-Ray's Ronaldo to Liga MX would be so funny. That would be I don't know.
Cruz Azul.
No, see where I can see him playing
incredible.
would be like
could you imagine Ronaldo at Club America playing at the Azteca?
I can actually see him playing like in Toluca.
Yeah.
They got the bags behind them. I think they can like really like just get Ronaldo in there.
Interesting.
Sure.
I just think it's crazy because like literally he doesn't like there's no obvious solution, right? And
Yeah.
so it's gonna be one of the more interesting things to watch.
Somebody's gonna need a budge on money somewhere, and it's
Yeah.
probably gonna have to end up being Ronaldo
It will be, but who's gonna be the
if he
team
wants
that's
to keep
like,
playing.
right? It's just interesting. It's interesting because I don't know. Just something to watch. Anyways, back
Yeah.
to
Ronaldo
teams that
to
are now
Man
out.
City. Let's go.
Oh my god.
They
Please.
would do that just
Please.
to spite Man U.
I can
Please.
tell you.
Well,
I can
go
tell
do
you
it.
one. I can tell you one player I don't want on my team after round 1 of the MLS playoffs, and that is
Who?
Rubio Rubin. One
Ooh.
because we already have
Rubio.
too much Rubio.
We
Already
got the better
have.
We have enough Rubio.
We
Our
already
Rubio
have enough
quota is
Rubio.
filled.
Rubio. Yeah. And 2, I'm not gonna want a guy who slide tackles a keeper on a yellow card, which I still
Oh,
cannot
messed up, man.
believe.
I love
I
that
still
play.
cannot believe that happened.
You would.
I absolutely loved that play. I'm like,
Let me just say, Yaya at the Media Cup game had probably more tackles by himself than the rest of everyone combined.
I love slide. I did
I
slide
love
on
him and it
Marcelo
gets stuck
Balboa, by
in.
the way, and it was a highlight of my soccer playing career. Because I took the ball. If I hadn't, I would have just looked like a dumbass. But that was probably the best thing I've done.
I had a
playing soccer.
chance to slide
Were
forward.
you really
and
sliding in?
made
Like
it
how many over under? Like how many slide tackles did Yaya do? Like
20.
4?
No,
Really?
I
I had pretty close to like 4 or 5
All
in a
right.
media friendly cup game, which I don't think it's
He had 4 or 5 successful. He went down probably 10 times
Yeah.
at least.
I'm a
At
big.
least.
I gotta show people that I'm the dominant force. That's why I love what Rubio Rubin did. Also, it put Real Salt Lake in a really bad situation, which I loved even more.
Yeah.
Exciting first round, I thought. Like there was one.
Yeah, let's
was
get into
one
that. What are your
sleep.
guys' highlight? Like what's your one biggest takeaway from round 1?
Playoff soccer is great.
is.
Every time I hear people talking about how soccer needs to be a single table, no knockouts or whatever, it's just for the cup competition. Playoff soccer is great. And I won't hear any argument otherwise. Every year this happens with MLS, like we get like 2 or 3 banger games right out of the gate. And
Is this the year it goes chalk? Is this the chalk year?
it's looking like it, that's for sure. And like the way we picked
I
the
believe
first
Cincy
rounds,
was the only lower seed
that's
to
right.
win.
Yeah,
Of 6
And
games.
we all saw that coming because
Yeah.
we all
picked
knew
Cincy
that the
from a
Red
mile
Bulls weren't going to
away.
win.
But yeah, Joseph picked Mini. Yaya picked Miami. I picked Nashville. None of those teams won. Every home team except for Red Bull, which is definitely a team to focus on in terms of what the Rapids are looking for. Long. Let's just say it. Bring Long to Denver or Commerce City. Sorry, right now. But
The Rapids love signing USMNT players that Twitter hates.
yeah, that's true.
It's like the thing the Rapids do now.
that's awesome.
Yeah, that they should, man. Screw you.
I think Yarbrough was getting hate for a while too, but he was well out of the picture by the time they actually brought him in.
Yeah.
My
For
biggest
me,
takeaway
I
of the
mean-
weekend, by the way, was Austin FC needs to figure it out in the final third if they want to make any noise.
Which is crazy because that was not their problem at any point this season.
Well, it is their problem when they get to the final third. They were really good at key passes from the midfield to the final third. But once they were just dominating in the final third, they couldn't get any key passes. So they just threw it into a box over and over again. And that's something if they want to win the MLS Cup, they need to fix.
No, yeah, the game was they had possession for what felt like 60 straight minutes to end that game.
Yeah.
And it was just the round the box, round the box, round the box, round the box, turnover, bring it back, round the box, round the box.
It's crazy, but San Jose scored more than Dallas this year, which isn't like a team
Dallas
you would
or
expect
Austin?
than Dallas.
Oh, okay.
San Jose got 52 goals this year to Dallas's 48, and you wouldn't have expected that from a team as one-dimensional in the final third as San Jose is.
Yeah. That one dimension's really good though.
It is. Jeremy Abobasi is pretty good.
That's an interesting MLS interleague.
If he
trade.
didn't just move to San Jose, I would be banging the drum for the Rapids to go get Abobasi. They needed
I
to
just
grab
mean
him
in
from
terms of like
Portland.
that's someone who San Jose paid a lot of money. I mean, a lot of assets for. That was like a big interleague striker move.
And it's
Yeah,
crazy
he's
too
sick.
because it was like he was playing winger. Nobody was seeing him as a central forward. Out in Portland, they were like, this dude's gonna be a winger, or he's gonna be that speedy guy we needed that's gonna cut in and shoot. And then he goes to San Jose and he's just like, I'm a striker, guys. Like, I play really good up front.
Yeah. What was, I don't know. So like, I don't know if that Austin game is just first time playoff game. You know, nerves are up. Okay, they got the win, move on, they'll be fine. Or if Austin is now on upset alert.
They've been like super shaky.
Yeah.
Like
They didn't finish the
down the
season
final
great.
stretch of
Yeah.
the season. I think they had only like one win. Actually, if you include like the playoff game, they only have like one win in regulation from the last, I don't know,
10 games or something like that.
Yeah, it's I mean, you honestly really like Dallas's chances of winning that game. And I don't know if we're
Dallas is
moving
interesting to
into
me.
play
Well, I don't know. Do you guys have any other takes? Because we can start with that game. But
my biggest take, Brad Stuver's a beast.
yes.
Yeah, Stuver's a really underrated keeper.
He completely just showed out, and I think Austin FC
should have saved all four.
The what?
Oh, sorry. I had a different thing in my head.
I was like really confused. I was like, wait, what just happened for the last 5 seconds?
But those Austin, those penalties, how was Salt Lake truly that bad?
Because they're fake.
They're fake Salt Lake, but like none of those. The first one, the only one they converted, bounced off the keeper's chest, rolled under him and in. Was basically a save that was a goal.
Yep.
I've never seen 4 awful penalties like that.
Oh, you haven't watched Mexican soccer.
Oh, no. You're right. I meant in the ML. Like that was.
I love Mexican soccer because they have no idea how to take penalties when they're facing each other. But the moment they get in the Champions League, like they can't miss a penalty.
Literally, what happens constantly.
Every time I turn into a random Copa MX game and like it goes to penalties, it's like 2-1 or something, a 2-1 win. And then like when it's Champions League, it's like 5-4 every time.
Yeah. The only other thing I would want to say before we dive into playoff games are 2 awards came out for end of season. Keeper of the Year, Defender of the Year. You will be not surprised at all that those went to 2 Union players. Your guys' thoughts on those awards, Joseph?
I mean, I think Wagner should have won Defender of the Year.
Agree.
But I understand if like a lot of like you could make the argument that he plays like a little bit too attacking to, be considered a true defender. But I think given that he was nominated for the award is pretty criminal that he didn't win. But I mean, either way, it was always going to be a Union defender. So,
and I mean, Glesnes is not, I mean, I wouldn't have voted for him, but it's not a bad.
Oh yeah, for sure.
No,
there's no.
You couldn't have gone wrong
there.
with those 2 guys.
Yeah.
Blake
This isn't Karl Malone taking an MVP from Michael Jordan or anything. Like,
sure,
that was a very good that's a very good defender winning Defender of the Year on the best defense in the league.
I'm really surprised Blake won it, if I'm honest.
Really?
Me too.
I thought St. Clair, because St. Clair has a worse back line than Blake, and I think that would have like swayed the voters. Because you could have literally nominated all 4 of the Union players for Defensive Player of the Year, and that could have been your finalist list. And nobody would have blinked an eye. They would have been like, "Yeah, that makes sense." They were
technically, the club can only nominate 2.
Oh, I know. Technically,
yeah.
But if there wasn't like any of that like stipulations and all that, if somebody if they just nominated all 4 of the Union backline, everybody would have been like,
"Oh, sure,
okay, yeah, that makes sense." And that's why I thought St. Clair was gonna take it, because St. Clair had less to work with. And I thought he was really good all year long. Maybe his stats didn't back it up.
St. Clair's floor, I feel, is a lot lower than Blake's. Do you remember when the Rapids played them in the 4-3? Like, listen, like,
I'm laughing.
He can't really blame his back line.
No, he couldn't blame his back line there.
And like, to be honest, I have never seen a stinker from Andre Blake. It doesn't matter if he's at the international level. It doesn't matter if it's the club level. It doesn't matter if it's a random cup game in the middle of nowhere. Like, Andre Blake is just always solid. And I kind of get it. I kind of get, even though like he does have an like a great defense in front of him, just getting past Blake is always one of the biggest obstacles in the league to overcome. I mean, you think back to when the U.S. went to Jamaica earlier in World Cup qualifying, and I'm pretty sure they lost or drew, but either way, they had a really tough time getting by Blake.
The Reggae Boys are a tough road game. That's a tough road game for anybody.
Yeah, Reggae Boys are actually better than people expect them to be.
Always at home. They're just annoying at home.
But even like the Reggae, it's not like they have some standout defense, right? And Blake
no, they don't have much of a backline at all.
And Blake always like shows his quality when he has that lineup in front of him. So I'm totally cool with that. I think it's honestly, he probably deserved more goalkeeper awards over the years, and I think this is either his like third or fourth.
Yeah.
And that's saying a lot. Like the man has been an S tier MLS goalkeeper for his entire career.
Yeah, and again, my thing wasn't like, oh, he shouldn't have one. It was more like I was surprised that they actually gave it to him, because with that back line, it's like it's almost unfair. In almost any, you put Yarby back there, man, he's gonna win goalkeeper of the year. Like that back line is just incredible. I just thought he was gonna get knocked for that.
Sure.
I'm trying to see.
He won good job,
in
Union.
2016. He won 2016, 2020, and 2022.
There you go. So third. Yeah.
So
well done, Andre. The best Jamaican goalkeeper in the world. Oh yeah, ever.
I mean, probably, right?
Yeah, I can't think of anybody who's done better.
And all the Jamaicans listening, we don't know your history. I'm sorry.
So right now, kicking off in 30 minutes, let's start with them because that's perfect transition. Tonight's opener, the round 2 opener, conference semis, is the one lower seed to win, Cincinnati, going to Philadelphia at 6:00. A lot of goal scorers. Only one side really has a lot of defense though. So, but correct me if I'm wrong, didn't Cincy just destroy Philly at home this year in a game?
Did they destroy them? I think they might have been one of Philly's 2 losses. But what's interesting to me, what I'm really watching at this match is I'm watching to see if the top seeds lose for second.
Oh, sorry, it was only 3-1. It was 3-1.
So that's still like that's
destroying Philly.
That
man.
is destroying Philly
for
this year's standards. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, what I'm really interested in is do the one seeds win their game this time around.
So out of 21 seeds in the last 10 years, only one has made it to a final. In 10 years.
In the last how many years? 10 years. 10 years. Okay.
So 21 seeds in 10 years, only one has made a final. So you would have to bet against. You bet against, right? Like,
when you say the final, do you mean the MLS Cup final, or do you mean the conference final?
MLS Cup final.
Yeah, well, so what I'm really interested in is because last year they lost without winning a single game. Both, New England lost on pens to NYCFC, and the Rapids lost to Portland, as we all remember. I know. Yeah, sorry.
I was there. It was terrible.
So what's interesting to me is because like these are still the inaugural years of this new format with only one with a bye and exclusively single elimination all the way through. There might have been years where they did something similar before, but before this, as we all know, it was usually two-legged affairs. And so I don't know, like if we have another year where the one seed doesn't advance, that would where neither one seed advances past the conference semis, that would scream to me that maybe this format isn't actually in the best competitive interest for like the number 1 seeds,
which is dope, which I love.
No, yeah, that's fair, but also I do think 1 seed should be rewarded. Like I think they should generally have they shouldn't be disadvantaged, I guess is what I should.
But I guess that's why we love that in MLS though, because they make it's so much parity everywhere we go. That like it just makes it funner because almost every team, even if you're the 1 seed, it doesn't matter as much because you are a top tier team in the MLS.
B-Ray says he took the Cincy Galaxy parlay for tonight. If you parlay those two money lines over on DraftKings, it is plus 1663. So huge payout.
That's too low, man.
Over 16 to 1.
Cincinnati, I don't think it has a
16 to 1.
chance.
No, here's the interesting thing, and this is their
FC
puncher's
Cincinnati is the only Eastern Conference team that the Union failed to beat during the regular season.
Again, even more motivation. I don't trust it.
I don't trust I think
I'm picking Philly to win the cup, but Vazquez and Brenner combined for 50 goal contributions between the two of them. They have a third with 10 and 11, and then Lucho had 10 goals, 11 assists, right? So there is a world where their minimal chances that they get convert, and it's all of a sudden a game.
It's kind of like what happened to RSL at the very beginning, right? Where RSL, they took that lead over Austin, and we all thought that
it was over.
Except B-Ray, I think, who made an immediate bet to.
Did I on that one?
Oh yeah, I hit
on
the money line. The second, literally, which I think a lot. 2-0. I hit the money line.
Yeah. So good job to all you degenerate gamblers out there.
I think this is the last game.
Promo code DNVR.
Yeah, I think this is the last game that we see Brenner and Vazquez and Cincinnati shirts.
I think they cash in on Brenner for sure.
I think they're going to cash in on both.
You think they're both gone? You think they're going to be the wooden spoon 3 years in a row, make the playoffs once, and sell everybody? I don't.
I think they keep Vazquez just because Vazquez. It seems like, I don't know. It seems like the type of teams that would be interested in Vazquez are the types of teams that probably wouldn't be able to afford him.
Yes. I think they're gonna have a choice. I think a big offer is gonna come in.
Maybe we'll see.
I think it's Leeds United that just because of Jesse Marsh.
Oh yeah, you should pull up B-Ray's comment about the 1 seed playing the 4 seed. Because that's something I do think that would be a good change is if they reseeded for the conference semis. I think that they should always play the number 1 seed should always play the lowest remaining seed in the conference.
I have a really bad time.
But that is the case this time, even with the 5 seed winning this time.
No, I know, but I think they should be guaranteed to play.
Right, as opposed to Austin. Yeah. So as opposed to Dallas playing Salt Lake. If they had won.
Exactly. So Salt Lake had won. I think Salt Lake should have had to play LAFC.
I think it's also time that they add an extra playoff spot and go
add another one. Already half the league, half the league.
I think you got to go.
In the NBA, more than half the team makes it. It's 16. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have a great playoff.
Yeah. And I think you reseed every time.
Ooh, that is chaos. See, I like chaos, and that's why we like.
So I think you go 8, and then you go 1 versus 8, 2 versus 8, like that, 2 versus 7, until you just get it, and then whoever passes, you reseed, and then the best goes against the worst, and then you just keep going that way. I think that's the way to go.
I don't know if I can get down with adding more teams to the playoffs, unless we get unless we hit 34 teams or something like that.
I mean, NBA does it with 30.
I know they 30. Do it, but
the NHL does it with 30. I think 31? They have to get their playoff models from them because I think they're the most exciting playoffs. That are
easily the most exciting playoffs.
Yeah, I think those two are the most exciting playoffs in sports that are not soccer MLS to us. But I think those are the formats you guys have to they have to start picking from.
While we're spitballing and just reinventing everything MLS and assuming I got Commissioner Garber's wand, I would do kind of what B-Ray's suggesting right here. We expand MLS to 40 teams. I think you split the league, geographically right down the middle. You play 19 the other 19 teams in your conference twice, and then once you get to the playoffs, you take the top 8 or whatever, or to take top 8 or 10, I don't really care, and seed them against each other. So the number 1 team from the West would face the bottom seeded team from the East, and the number 1 and you sort of work
at that point.
What
if you have New England Galaxy travel?
No, just for the playoffs. just
No,
for
that's
the
what I'm
playoffs.
saying. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
No, I think that's when you do the cross. That's when you do the
Interesting.
cross conference games.
So
I think
you want to make your own little Champions League, MLS style, just with 40 teams, and you're like survivor of the fittest, kind of.
No, honestly, yeah, because like I think this scenario actually cuts down on travel because you exclusively play teams from your conference during the regular season. You go and do like the sort of baseball route that
Sure.
the AL and NL
Yeah.
used to do. But obviously, like I don't think MLS would ever jump for this because it would mean no New York LA matches, which they put on national TV every time, even though nobody watches them.
I think it would also just suck because, like, let's say New York ends up getting with Ronaldo, and you want to go see Ronaldo play, you got to get really lucky that they play the Rapids.
That's true. That's fair. That's fair.
Okay, before we jump into this ad read for the homies at Avaca, we're clean sweeping Philly tonight.
Yeah, we're clean sweeping.
Yeah.
Clean sweep Philly.
I think it's gonna be. It won't be a clean sheet. I don't think this is gonna be. I don't think Blake is gonna keep it the goose egg on the scoreboard.
Oh no. I'm not saying a shutout. I just mean we're all picking.
I think this is gonna be a rip roaring, like, I don't know, probably 3-2. That's what I'm vibing.
I got a
3-2
3-1 revenge game, man. Union wins.
Okay.
Hey, shout out Susie Hunter and Allie here at DNVR Philly. Good for you.
Philly is like booming right now.
It's a good time to be a Philly fan.
Flyers
all right.
barely lost their first game. Eagles undefeated. Union in the conference final.
Best team
semifinals.
in the MLS by a mile.
And the MLB is they're in the NLCS. NLCS, yeah.
Okay. With that in mind, let's talk about the homies over at Avaca TV. They're the GOAT in Colorado sports. That is the greatest of all television. Avaca TV delivers amped up sports coverage for Colorado fans featuring Altitude Sports, AT&T Sportsnet. You can watch your Habs and Nugs. You can watch the Rocks. You can get the most regional content for the lowest price for sports in Colorado. That's Avs, Nuggets, DU, CSU, UNC, and MSU. Go Road Runners.
Here.
Did you know that our DNVR Nuggets crew went to Serbia? Did you know that, Joseph? I think I asked you this last week.
I did.
Did you know before?
I can pretend like I didn't.
Yeah. Did you know that?
I watched the videos as it happened.
I did. I did not know that. I work for the company. I didn't know they went to Serbia.
They were in Serbia.
Wow, incredible.
And
what
it
does
was
D-Line think about that? Did you just like? You just don't know where he was that week?
Yeah, I didn't know where any of my Nuggets people were for a whole week. I was just like, I guess they took a week off.
Vacation. It was honestly the coolest looking trip of all time. The DNVR crew is officially Serbian royalty. I'm pretty sure that they own castles now there, each one of them. That's how much Serbia loves them.
Or at least a horse. We don't know yet.
But yeah, they went to, at least a horse. True. They went to Serbia to learn more about the history and culture of a country that delivered the city of Denver a 2-time MVP. And they recorded the entire trip for a documentary that is premiering exclusively on Avaca TV later this month. That's right. DNVR and Avaca TV have teamed up to create exclusive premium content like this 90-minute documentary on Jokic, Serbian basketball history, and DNVR's adventures through Belgrade, Sombor, and more. You can watch it by going to Avaca.tv and signing up for just $25 a month plus a $5 receiver. Please sign up. evoca.tv/DNVR. You can watch your favorite Colorado sports teams, as well as original DNVR content. This show right now that we're on will be on Avaca TV. You will see us on television. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
What time? Okay, let's real talk though. What time do they put the Rapids pod on the?
We're on right now.
We're on right now, literally.
Okay.
Yeah, so like whenever we're live.
Do we get replayed?
Not yet. We will.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, not yet. Never mind.
Yeah,
I just didn't know if they like stocked up this pod or whatever to throw on.
There's no other DNVR shows going right now.
Yeah, there's
I don't
one.
know if you guys are familiar.
Them.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with a little Denver legend named Perrell Davis. Have you heard of him? He was on the Broncos pod today.
Perrell Davis.
Oh yeah, I did see.
Just a
MVP?
Pretty cool. We gave him t-shirts. It was tight.
I love how TD MVP is just all like it's just all an acronym, like basically.
Love it. Touchdown, Terrell Davis, man, legend. B-Ray, get your schooling on, dude. All right. Moving on.
By the way,
to the
that
other game
Ibaka-
tonight.
that documentary drops next Thursday in a week.
Next Thursday, we'll be having a big old thing. It's going to be fun. Come hang out, watch it. Okay. The next game tonight. El Trafico.
Hyped.
The battle for Los Angeles. The superstar studded LAFC. The purchasers of everybody. Against Pooj and the Galaxy.
And Chicharito.
This
You
one
forgot
is an
about
interesting.
Chicharito.
Do you want me to? Do you want me to give you like the most interesting stat that I've ever heard?
No,
it has to do with this
don't.
game. You don't
No,
want it?
don't
Okay,
do it.
we'll just keep talking. No, okay.
No,
The most interesting stat that I have ever heard is that these two teams have played 16 games. Do you know how many goals have been scored in those 16 games?
Is it higher or low?
We can do higher or lower.
No.
Oh.
I'm asking, like,
Oh, it's very high.
80.
how many total goals
Okay, well,
between both?
B-Ray's right. It's 70.
Oh, almost 10
which
off.
is like insane to me. They're like 16 games, 70 goals. They've never had a scoreless draw.
Yeah.
This matchup is arguably the best matchup game by game, like in MLS history.
Oh,
like
easily.
And it sucks that I'm gonna have to watch the I'm gonna have to watch the replay because I've got plans tonight. But either way, if you don't have anything going on tonight, you need to turn on FS1 and watch LA Galaxy versus LAFC because it will deliver.
Okay.
It will undoubtedly deliver.
I don't know
always
if this is
does.
the over. I don't know. I don't think so.
What makes you think? Well, what's different this time? I'll hear the argument.
Neither team has defense, by the way.
That is a really good point.
I'm going to my show tonight.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have a good time.
I just think that I
don't think you should take the 4.5 over, but I do think that this is going to be at least a 3 or 4 goal game. It just always is.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I see LAFC. I think this, like, yes, they won the Shield. Yes, they were the 1 seed in the West. Yes, they were very good. But again, very few minutes. We did the math a couple shows ago with you, right? Or was that just last show? Where their best 11 has hardly played together. And this is when it matters. Meanwhile, Galaxy has they know exactly what they're coming in to do. There's no doubt about LA's strategy in this game, or for Galaxy. And I don't know. I think this might be my upset pick of the week.
It's absolutely mine. I've got LA Galaxy facing the Union in my bracket in the final, which I think would be a tasty MLS Cup if I do say so myself. But
I want to see Pooj versus the indomitable defense. That would be sick.
Honestly, yeah. Like it was kind of like a heart pick, but yeah, that's what I want to see.
That I kind of started thinking of. I hadn't even thought about that. I kind of want to see that too now.
Yeah, don't you want to see LA Galaxy versus Union? Yeah.
Okay, rank the top 5 players in this game. Who's number 1
in the game?
In this game,
who's gonna play?
In Trafico tonight. You think Pooj is 1?
Pooj is Pooj is one of the best midfielders I have ever seen in MLS. I cannot wait until we actually get to see him, because I don't think I think they signed him right after the Rapids, they played the Rapids.
What are your top 5 real quick, Joseph?
From this game?
Yeah, just this game.
Pooj, and then after that, a mix of Chicharito's up there.
Yeah.
It's not Bale. Bale wouldn't be up there just because Bale's clearly playing golf. Mamadou Fall would have been up here if LAFC didn't sell him. Vela's been really good this year. He's in there. It's not Costa because Costa's not great. I'm struggling. I'm blanking on names.
Arango? Do you put Arango up there?
Yeah.
What about
I probably have it's definitely Pooj, and then probably Arango, Chicharito. I can't put Vela.
You can't
But I
put
kinda
Vela?
want to.
I think he's still been really good this year.
Yeah, and then probably Vela.
Oh, I've got the name that none of you are gonna even you guys are gonna kick yourselves for not mentioning, and that's our guy Kellen Acosta. I think Kellen Acosta is legitimately a really good, just
You
like
didn't
one of
let
the
me
most
finish my
underrated.
5. That was 4. Number 5, Kellen Acosta. Thank
Oh.
you.
Okay.
Oh, see,
Thank you
for
for coming
me,
to my TED Talk.
like these are in order, by the way, for me.
No,
Like-
it's blessing. B-Ray's right. It's blessing.
See, like for me in order, it would be Vela, prolific goal scorer, Puig, best midfielder in the MLS, in my opinion. I think Arango, Chicharito, and Crepa, the goalie for the LAFC.
Yeah,
Crepeau.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
Crepeau's really
that's a
good.
good
So
one.
I
That's a
think
good
those
one.
would be the top 5, and I think those are going to be the 5 most impactful players.
And I think
It's gonna be a hell of a game. Hell of a
as
game.
long as Hollingshead has a good defense or has a good showing for LAFC, he can sort of make or break their defense. Like, so if he has a really good game, I think they could keep the Galaxy off the board. But honestly, like, we all know we're not pointing to defenders for this game because we're expecting it to be a goal fest.
Yeah, Araujo
I
is
think
like
it's
the one
3-2.
defender that's like prolific, and he's an attacking
3-1.
defender.
3-1.
Who are you guys
Joseph
taking,
picks
by
the
the way?
Galaxy.
Yeah, I'm taking the Galaxy.
He kind of spoiled it by saying here. We already know he picks next week too. So,
Sorry.
I pick
yeah.
LAFC.
Ooh,
Trying to gain,
which means
gain
it comes down to me. Oh
I think they're
God,
just over. They got the better goalkeeper. I think they have the better goalkeeper that can go on a hot run.
I am going.
Go with your
to-
heart. Don't pick just because we picked. Whatever.
What do you mean?
just-
You both? It doesn't. You both picked both. It could be anything.
I meant just because of me.
I'm picking. Am I gonna pick a Chicharito to win this playoff game in its first playoff run to upset the 1 seed?
Let's go.
All right, I'm taking them. Galaxy. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's
right.
probably
I think
the
it's going to
smart
be
pick.
Galaxy too.
I just think the goalie's going to be hot.
This is great.
You're right. All right. All right. So that's tonight. The next games aren't until Sunday.
Yeah.
It's a long
Mhm.
break. But the first game, 11 a.m. on Sunday, up against NFL football.
So good.
Bizarre time to kick off this game.
Not bizarre, dumb.
Second straight pod I'm here complaining about MLS's
Scheduling.
playoff schedule. but
Idiots.
It's whatever.
I liked the early MLS start for the
Okay.
record.
Okay.
No, I like it too, but they're
Um,
dumb because they compete against dumb things that they can't beat yet.
They were going against like a Spurs Everton game. That is not something that is you should worry about going up against.
Yes, it is.
No, it's
in
not.
the New York market, it absolutely is.
Yeah,
but
that's what I'm
but
saying. The markets that matter, those are
but-
big teams.
but let's
What do you
talk
mean
about
in the New York market? What is that? Some hotbed for Everton?
unironically, yes, like the
Yeah.
most Premier League fans out of like for
That's
every
Premier
team. like
League
the-
fans, but not.
No, I mean like each team in the Premier League probably has their biggest like fan chapter in New York City.
Yeah, they actually have a huge ton.
There's the
Have
most
they-
people there,
Yeah,
and it's
but-
the best time to watch them because it's not 5 a.m.
but it's
Exactly.
a huge ton.
We're not
like,
rehashing this.
supported
We're not
New York.
rehashing.
Just
We're not
saying.
rehashing this. Not rehashing this. We're not. We're not redoing it.
All right, that's fine.
No, it's fine. I will respectfully agree to disagree. I liked watching MLS early because I didn't want to watch Spurs. Is basically what it came down to.
Fair enough.
Which also eat it Spurs 2-0.
I thought we weren't doing it. It's only when it's convenient to you.
No, Spurs lost 2-0
Oh.
to.
I thought we were talking
United.
about something else. You cut off on my end.
Oh yeah, no, yesterday.
All right, 2
anyway.
games to go.
Yes, 2 games ago. Montreal hosting the Magnoless NYCFC. Is he back? No, I think he's not. I think he's out.
I think
I
he's
have no
probably
idea.
still.
My computer died. I can't even check that.
I'm on it. But okay, first impressions of this game. It is Wanderers thinks Montreal is winning the cup this year. I doesn't say if I don't know. Either way, this is a team that probably I feel this is probably the game I have the least confidence in picking.
I agree
there
with
you
that.
No, I'm pretty
Because I
confident.
think Montreal is complete Complete.
We all let Juaners talk us into picking against NYCFC during the last pod.
Gonzalo Higuain is who did it to me. Honestly.
That's true. That's true.
Hold
We
on,
all
no,
wanted.
no, not all. Yaya picked against NYCFC.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, just yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you both picked NYFC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I think
even
I
without
ended up.
Magno, I still went with it, but
Yeah.
I don't think I can pick against Montreal without Magno on the field. I don't know. They're so good.
And also that travel up to.
That's
I mean,
pretty
I guess
short
it's
from
not.
New
No,
York.
yeah, it's a short travel from New York. Yeah,
It's like
I was
a
about to
2-hour
say.
private jet.
Yeah, no.
They got city money, man. They're flying private up to
true.
Montreal.
That's true. That's
Yep.
true. I don't know what I was thinking, but yeah, Montreal. I think you still got to give this to Montreal.
They're a
At
better
home-
squad all the way
At
around.
home, you
The
gotta love
Magno poll is
Mihailovic.
massive. He is so good. You have
And
to change
also,
everything.
I really want Nancy to like keep picking up postseason wins, so people look really dumb for not giving him Coach of the Year.
That's
At the end of the
a
season,
really good point. So what's another clean sweep?
as much as Jim Curtin would be a great winner too, but
Clean sweep. Montreal.
Yeah,
Great
Montreal.
sweep, Montreal, give it to me.
Wow.
We gotta do something different on. Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, we were a little bit different on LAFC.
Yeah,
So,
it's kind of hard when there's only
There's only 4
three people
games,
in
yeah.
2 teams.
you know.
All right, and finally 6 p.m. going up against Sunday Night Football, which I don't know what that game is. We have the Battle of Tejas. We have Austin hosting Dallas.
I do love that both Western Conference semifinals are rivalry games. I think that's
Isn't F1 in Austin this weekend too?
Yeah.
Aren't these games the same? These games are. This game must be at the same time as the race. Or no, the race is in the morning, right?
Yeah, races are usually in the
Yeah.
morning.
No, it starts at 11, but they're really short. They're like 2 hours.
Yeah.
But either
Um,
way, like by then you can.
How
go-
do they
you can
even do hotels for this?
You don't. You sleep in the
Yeah,
floor.
are there going to be any visiting Dallas fans? I don't think there's any way you can like. I mean,
How
I
long
guess
is
they
the
could.
drive from Dallas to Austin? It's probably like way longer than I think in my head. Was it like
Probably like
6
Yeah,
hours?
because Texas is way bigger than you.
Can't
always
you
think it
drive
is.
for 18 hours in Texas and still be in Texas?
Yes.
I hate that
That's
so
maybe-
much.
crazy.
From Frisco to Austin, it is.
Why did you
Oh,
choose
it's
Frisco?
4 because that's where Dallas is.
Yeah, that's where the
What-
stadium's at.
Because it's like a full hour outside
Right.
of Dallas.
Oh,
so
it is? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's kinda like Arlington.
40 minutes, but like you do gotta. Yeah, it's 4 hours to Austin. So
Four,
you could
that's
do
not
that.
bad.
You could do that
Yeah,
in a
that's
day.
easy.
Yeah, you don't need
Yeah.
to. You can do
And
that
in,
and
like,
drive back.
You know, B-Ray saying they only sold 200 away tickets, but like it's StubHub era, man. You can just buy tickets.
Yeah.
Like there'll be more than 200 Dallas fans.
And there will be
Or they
Dallas
can use
fans there
Game Time and
because
get a
Dallas
great
is actually
deal.
decent.
Question though, will the lack of giant tacos affect Dallas in this road
Oh
game?
God, what a great video moment. What a great moment in MLS history that was.
Does any venue in Denver sell giant tacos? Is my
I don't know,
question.
but I feel like we need to get one and bring it to like outside of Dick's,
can probably create
like
one
next
really quick.
year, or like bring it to like an
Or
in-person
just
pod.
Dick's step the hell up and get giant tacos. Just step up.
I would. They should bring back GBs, but
No, I'm
we
good
can
on
do
that.
giant tacos too.
Sore subject.
I'm
Love
good on the
GBs.
GB love.
RIP. Whoa. Hater? Are you not a fish and chips man?
I'm an American, man. It's all about burgers and fries.
That's true.
I am a true
And
patriot.
giant tacos.
Yeah,
Now, if you're
giant
gonna
tacos
do-
are different because it's right
now, if you're
across the
gonna
border.
Now, if you're gonna do giant fish and chips, Yaya's in. But if you're not, he's out.
It has to
He's
be
out.
giant for it to be worth it.
He only wants large format snacks. I
The
love
All right,
only way
I'm
to
gonna
do it.
I'm gonna quit dancing around it, and I'm gonna give you guys something to talk about. I'm gonna pick Dallas as the upset for this one, just because I've not been convinced.
Yo, is
by
it crazy that I'm with
Austin
Joseph on
FC.
this one?
You cannot like fail to beat the worst road team in MLS on decision day and expect
Second worst,
to stop Paul Areola and Jesus Ferreira and Alan Velasco for 90 minutes plus stoppage time.
Well,
This Dallas team, I know that they weren't firing on all cylinders
I think
against
Dallas kind of
Minnesota, but this Dallas team is well coached. They've got great talent across the roster. They are eager to prove that they are the best team in the state of Texas, and I think they will do that and set up a really tasty matchup between sort of like a but between like the U.S. Like the team with a lot of U.S. players against either the Galaxy or LAFC with their Mexican superstar of choice. So give me that conference final, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm with Joseph on this. I just think Austin peaked too early in the season. I think any playoff run, it's about peaking right at the right moment, unless you're like a super team, like the Avalanche. I think it's just I love Austin. They were my like little Cinderella dream last year and this year. Like I just love the colors. I love everything about Austin. I just think Wolf ran out of creativity and he doesn't know what to do anymore. Fagundes and Drusy and that whole lineup of mega attackers are just not doing it anymore, especially against a 10-man squad. For most of the half, they did their best Rapids impersonation in Seattle, and they just couldn't do anything. And RSL was really close to winning that game, and people don't realize how close they were.
Didn't they have 3 goals called back? Like,
they did.
Were very close in that time. They didn't score, but it was like by like a half an arm and stuff. Like, I don't think their performance was as bad as the numbers say against that 10-man round.
It is when you're still up for like 63 minutes, like up a man, and you can't even score it onside.
I'll take the first playoff game, period, let alone home playoff game. But first playoff game, you have loud fans. The place is crazy. You will come back 2-0. And yes, you didn't put the punch against 10, but you dominate penalties. Should have been 3-0, but they went 4-1.
What's his name? McMahon or I always forget. McMahon, right?
McMath.
Yeah.
I always say it wrong. McMahon.
He had a hell of a game.
Injured. He also got injured on the he can't even dive really. He was like lunging for the ball and he would
but he stopped. I mean, look, he had the game of his life. Playoffs are a different beast. I'm like, they won, they're through. I still love Fagundes. I still love Drusy. I'm not going for Austin. So sorry.
Fair.
Austin. I have
That's
Austin
fine.
Philly in the final. I'm going to keep that going. So
okay.
I've been
I
saying
think
it
I
for
think
2
this
months.
is gonna be a really good game from Dallas. But either way, I mean, all 4 of these matchups look amazing on paper. So well done.
How many of them are
MLS
actually going to
teams.
be good, do you think?
How many? I mean,
Oh,
I think at least 2, and I would expect 3. There's obviously going to be one stinker out of all of these. There's
I think that's the
one.
Montreal game. I think they just cook NYFC. I think that's over early.
Oh, well, see, but that's still interesting because if they're cooking NYCFC, like they're still playing well. I'm talking. I think there's going to be like one
no penalty you win and like dragged out in the midfield with no attacking.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's going to be one of those, and I don't know which game it is, but there's probably going to be one. But hey, maybe we'll get lucky and they'll all be scorchers. That's what I want to see.
I think they all be scorchers, if I'm honest.
Let's go. We got California. We got El Trafico. We got Dallas, or I don't know, Texas Cup, I think is what they call the.
Yeah, that's what it was.
We got one of the greatest offenses in the league up against one of the best defenses in the league. We've got just a who knows matchup in French Quebec. So give me all 4 of these games, pump them into my veins. I'm excited.
I'm on the same page with you. Trafico tonight's going to be epic. Austin Dallas to me is the one I have circled in terms of 6 p.m. Sunday night. Like, there's only one football game they're going up against instead of 7 with the early game. This is going to be prime time. I'm hyped. I think Drusy's going to show out. I think we get a Drusy brace. It's going to be tough to beat that stadium, man. Oh my God. They have like a whole horn section going the whole time. That was my favorite atmosphere of the weekend by far.
Yeah, the rest kind of sucked.
Yeah,
Fan-
whatever.
So,
But all four of these
It's a great game.
of these
It's great
games
games.
are gonna have great atmosphere.
And
Yeah,
it's because there weren't
there's
any
no
upsets,
doubt.
right? Like it's because it basically went chalk. And honestly, Cincy beating Red Bull was kind of chalk because everyone expected it, right? So
Yeah.
like all the good teams made it through. There wasn't any crazy one, last year, like you said, both 1 seeds going out opening or in the second round, but like there's just, you know what I mean? It was just like, this is what we are here for. This is what we want. This is all the good teams. I don't see a 4 and a 5 seed duking it out for the cup this year. This is like,
although that final was really fun.
fair, but this is like, to me, this is setting up a 1 versus a 2. I don't know which 1 or 2 it is that I'm picking. Well, I do, but we'll get there. I just think this is finally we get a true two really good teams fighting it out for a cup.
Give me Galaxy Union. That's what I'm hoping.
I've said Austin Philly for like 2 months, so I'm gonna keep that.
I know.
I'm going Dallas Montreal. So,
whoa, oh,
okay.
Well, Ferrero warm up for the World Cup, my guy. I like it.
I
like it.
Yeah, I'd be a big fan of that too. Honestly, like keeping Dallas in it is really great from a U.S. men's national team perspective.
Sure.
So as long as Dallas keeps winning, I'll be happy.
Also, an LAFC versus Union would be awesome. Like you'd love to see that. Like there's so many like nice matchups that you can just like kind of make, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna binge watch that 3 times after it's done.
Yeah. Let's go. All right, let's wrap up here. Joseph's got his concert tonight.
I appreciate it.
You go ahead and plug away there, Joseph.
You guys know who I am. At JSPSAM on Twitter. Been taking a nice little vacation from writing for recently, so I've had a nice little 2 weeks where I could just like, I don't know, pop in on the pod and talk to you guys and sort of. I got the Camp Nou Lego set. So that's like in the process of being built downstairs. My wife gave it to me for my wife gave it to me for my birthday. So I've been hard at work constructing that. And it is hard work because it's like building a different iteration of like a terrace, like 80 times, but it's great. It's coming across really well. But yeah, if you like Rapid stuff, you like MLS talk, follow me on Twitter. And I'm also on this pod a lot, so that's true. You're never gonna escape from me as long as you listen.
Or you're in the comments if you're not on. Yeah,
that's true. That's true. Unless I scare Mitch and Yaya off, which is still a possibility.
It's not. You've been.
Unfortunately, we're friends at this point, so we're all kind of stuck together.
That's right.
All right, Yaya, plug away.
DNVR Rapids _, 5-star review anywhere you listen to us. Make sure to give us a thumbs up on this video right now. Keep an eye on our DNVR _Rapids account on Twitter. We're gonna have cool content coming out here soon. Hopefully we have more World Cup previews for you guys. Start talking that once all this kind of starts wrapping up. We will be hosting
12 days. Big announcement coming on.
Yeah, we will be hosting watch-alongs for the US games as long as they continue. So that's gonna be fun. So just tune into all that and be sure to just listen to us all the time. I love hearing my own voice.
Do you listen to the pod 4 times like you watch Rapids losses 4
times?
No.
I can't critique myself on purpose.
Okay, follow me on Twitter. Follow Yaya on Twitter. Follow Joseph on Twitter. Follow the DNVR Rapids on Twitter. Watch the MLS.
Subscribe to Ivaca TV.
Go get Ivaca TV.
Use SeatGeek and DraftKings.
No, use Game.
No!
Sorry.
Do not use SeatGeek. It's the homies.
We lied. You scared us off.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I thought it was
you're
SeatGeek.
out.
My bad.
Sorry.
My bad.
Everyone.
Okay.
So this was Joseph Slash.
I'm sorry.
Just kidding. He has to come back and preview the conference semis. But yeah, game time. If you find
yourself going
to a concert
then
like
it's
Joseph
really
is tonight, or you want to go to a Broncos game or a Nuggets game or an Avs game, use the link provided in any of the DNVR YouTube shows. Although you should choose ours, but there's game time link in there. It is the cheapest, best place to buy tickets. Make sure you do that, please, and thank you. Drink Liquid Death.
Definitely game time, not that other one.
Yeah, I swear to God, if you use the other one, I'm gonna lose it. Anyways, you know what time it is. It is that time. We say it all the time, even though we barely talked about it in this podcast. Up the pits.